Okay, welcome to the first episode of DJM, Don't Judge Man. To my right, we've got Nai, Jossa, NK. To my left, we've got Rico, Berders, and Hez.
HU double, always get to the point. Fuck it, I never get to the point. Let's go!
Okay, so, podcast, first episode. We're covering loads of topics. Nothing's off limits. Don't judge, man. Don't judge, man. So, first thing, guys, what do we think to the whole controversy around the R. Kelly situation?
It's a bit mad.
I've not watched it, my girl watches it religious. She was bawling and everything.
What are you, so you anti R. Kelly?
No,
like his music. I know everyone. Can we all agree about anti what he's done?
Yeah.
All anti what he's done.
No, I can't.
She was upset. Like she was actually upset. Like she was like, she didn't think he could do that kind of stuff.
What, after 20 years?
It's been going around for years, hasn't it?
Like,
yeah, but some people are not in people's lives like that. To us, man grew up on R. Kelly, innit?
He makes some good music.
You get me?
That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't justify the fact that.
But that's what I think. We can all say that what he's done is wrong. Yeah, we can all agree.
100%.
But in terms of cancelling him or cancelling his music, are we for cancelling his music?
No, but I cancel
Has he paid the price for the crimes?
No, and I think by listening to his music, he's kind of sponsoring his lifestyle that allows him to do what he's doing.
Not even just
no,
that.
I was about to say something on the same lines. Like some of the songs and the references in the songs afterwards.
That's where man will go.
I don't know if I can't listen to the same tunes. I think the same.
I believe I can fly. What, man, cancelling that?
No, but there's a psychology surrounding that.
What?
Because I believe I can fly thing was almost like a cover up to say, oh, well, how can I be capable of all this when I can come up with such inspiration, even down to the marketing behind it. So like it was all holy. It was you know, I can't do no wrong, and then bam.
Isn't that not just looking for the wrong in every situation though? Because little Joe Bloggs is listening to I Believe I Can Fly. He ain't thinking about all the negative stuff that you just said. He thinks
man, I beat into them tracks there. I believe I can fly.
What do you mean, bro?
the next one.
Wait,
All the tunes.
All the songs. R. Kelly's job. You're beating to I Believe I Can Fly.
I didn't say I was. A certain man are being.
So they've told you this.
I'll be honest.
They've told you this. People told me. Okay, so people know. I believe I can fly.
I Believe I Can
Not
Fly.
specific track from R. Kelly tracks.
Oh yeah,
Good save.
I might believe that afterwards, but not during the track.
Good save.
okay, so I don't know where we go from there. So I didn't know that I Believe I Can Fly was anything remotely pure inspiration.
I can't give
That's I can't do it. Yo, it's the pep talk now. Yo, fam. It's getting real. I believe I can fly.
So let's get it. Imagine if these allegations didn't come out, yeah? Would we still look at the songs reversely?
Nah, that's the thing. Wait, you can make anything out of anything.
Exactly.
This is what I'm saying.
You say that I cancelled R. Kelly for at least like a good 2 years off that basis, because the more I listened,
For real?
I haven't listened to his music for time.
No,
Do you think that's more? Do you think that's more? It's not relevant
to that. Where did
No, you know what, right? No. It's mad.
I can't stop listening.
No, it's mad because what it is, I'm a big, used to be a big fan of R. Kelly. Like, I used to applaud the fact that my man could be in the game for like 25 years strong and still keep on bringing out sick albums. But the problem is that when man start to understand and man get older and man start to realise that it's a madness, you start to make those decisions up for yourself, fam, and as a result, I can't buy into it.
I didn't watch the programs or like the show or whatever it was where they were slandering him. But there's things that I overheard whilst I'm just doing my thing. Like, he married Leah when she was 15.
That's what I'm saying. That's a red flag from the go, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but people were still fans of him, knowing that he married Aaliyah.
But this is the thing. He wasn't the first. There's cases of from like Elvis Presley to John Lennon to all these stars doing similar stuff, and people still listening to his music.
But they're not as relatable to me as R. Kelly would be.
Yeah. So what you're saying now, because he's not relatable, you're not listening to him.
No, not even that. But you've got to understand that everybody, well I say not everybody, when you grew up in a black household, that was the tunes that were bumping. That was the tunes that were bumping. So for me, I'm not bothered about John Lennon and them man there. this has bothered me. This has bothered me. Not saying that them man haven't got tracks, but they're just not for me. Like, not that they're not for me, but I'm not used to them kind of musics or them kind of tunes.
I think I disagree because I feel like all artists have got vices. I'm not agreeing with anyone's vice or anyone's like weakness, but a lot of the best art comes from a place of darkness. And for me, like Amy Winehouse is one of my favourite artists, and she was riddled with demons of drug and even like you go to witness. So and I'm saying like if we're trying to be the judge of a person's lifestyle, like I fully get that. Obviously, there's certain tracks like it's predominantly for the underage girls or whatever which you don't want to listen to. But to cancel his whole catalogue over a situation what he's in, I feel like you're near enough saying that it could lead you to go down that path. Like it depends how you listen to the tracks. Like you say, you can listen to a track and you can think, no, that was written for her, or that was written at that stage, or you must have meant an underage girl. But
by listening, sorry to cut you, by listening, you're still sponsoring it.
Sponsoring,
you're sponsoring his lifestyle, because every time you listen, streams, it makes him money to allow him to live this lifestyle that he's able to be on the castle.
Is it not subjective? Because I could listen to one of them tracks, right, and not have the same mentality or perceived mentality.
It's not about how you perceive.
He's talking about
you're allowing it.
But that's where I think that's where. So morally, you don't have a problem. It's just that.
No, morally.
No, but I'm saying you're trying to cancel him financially.
That's the only way you can stop these type of people from being able to move. That's how their darkness comes to the light, by cancelling out their wealth. Because that's how they masquerade, and that's how they're able to keep themselves in the dark doing what they're doing, because they've got so much money. So much people saying yes, 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 because the money. Once the money goes, you've seen it. There's no one to help them. Everyone goes. That's why on that on the documentary, you've got his road manager saying this, that, and the other, because the money's gone.
Everybody's left them. You can't pay these man no more.
But people are still playing the songs, and they've gone. So I'm saying it's about morally. Like
in the past 2 years, from this documentary, it sounds like his music is being pulled from everywhere. He can't do shows. He can't do this.
He was still doing shows.
He's doing shit. From the documentary, but for the most part, they're getting cancelled. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a massive.
As much as this
he can't even bail himself out of jail.
As much as this publicity has been negative, he's still going to be making money.
Yeah, publicity
people are going to be searching for it.
For me,
so wouldn't still going to come in.
Wouldn't your energy be best served? Like if you're really against the atrocities what he's done, would it be best served towards helping the victims?
But how would a person be able to do that?
You could find out like you could find ways to support people who've been sexually assaulted or abused.
But if you're still pressing play to his music,
the proceeds aren't going to them.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the energy you have in terms of cancelling him, like saying no, I'm not trying to get him to get any more money. Everything what he's done is wrong. Shouldn't your conscience be trying to help the victims instead of what I'm trying to say is that everyone shouldn't hate on someone when they're doing wrong.
No, how do they help the
situation? But there's nothing around love to fix a bad situation.
It's easy to point.
Because obviously he's been abused.
No,
he didn't get support.
I see what you're saying.
There's no justification there's no love that I'm seeing in the situation.
No, but on the other half of that, because that leads nicely into the fact that all these years, even now, you're getting certain women watching that, and there's zero empathy or even looking into what the woman has suffered, and they're thinking that it's a come up, which further proves that when you take we strip the layers back, you take R. Kelly out of the situation, you're looking at the victim, and people are forgetting, like people of that nature, and especially like black girls, young black girls, it just goes to show how disenfranchised they've been for years.
And I feel
they just get
all the energy is towards hate R. Kelly, what's towards embracing the females and the males who may have been abused. Like I don't see the same passion towards that. I don't see a passion towards
in the world that we live in,
cancelling.
that doesn't generate a buzzer, does it?
It's not about a buzz. I think your conscience yourself you should.
I'm not saying that about that, but I'm saying in terms of what sells financially, doing something to help something that is negative isn't as sellable as pointing fingers saying he's wrong, I'm not going to listen to him.
I listened to an interview and they were saying, why are they giving R. Kelly time? You know that is it CBS? Whatever he was on today. CNN. They're saying, why did they give him space to do this interview today? Who wants to hear what he's got to say? Because regardless, he's done what he's doing. And it's like, that's what sells. The only reason why they're doing it is because they've got the ratings, they've got numbers and the targets that they need to hit. yes, now they put the 2 girls on there that are living with him, but they haven't put any more of the victims on.
Okay, so who actually listened or watched that interview? Who watched that interview?
I didn't watch it. I watched
You watched a bit of it. Well, I don't. In that like oxymoron, then, because you're watching something, but it's not even his music side. You're watching something personally.
So I want to know what's going on.
But you know what's you've heard what's going on.
No. Because okay, so
I think people
because you know me, I'm not on social media like that. Someone said to me, "Oh yeah, R. Kelly's been indicted on some charges."
Yeah.
I was like, "No, that was time ago. No, recent." So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So then I wanted to find out what the charges were and what the energy was around that.
From him.
What do you mean from him?
Because the interviews between him and
yes, I want to hear what he had to say. I'm telling you.
Have you not cancelled him? Have you cancelled him?
No, I never said that.
To be honest, I watched. But I watched.
You cancelled him then.
100%, but I watched to see him ball blurred. Because at the end of the day, it's not real. I watched to see him ball blurred. I said, "Yo, big man, you idiot."
That's weird.
No, how is it weird? I want to see his pain, bro. Look how much pain he's put on his bed. Yeah, I want to see his pain.
Will you convince them?
It's not weird, bro. No, what if let's say for example someone attacked your moms, right, and you saw them in front of the stand knowing full well you could exact no revenge, and they say, right, he's getting life in a max prison where man are gonna bust his clock, right? Are you telling me that you're not gonna have a smile on your face?
No, I'm not. I'm different.
Everybody's got different levels of justice.
Man are different, but if I got exact revenge with someone that put someone that I love in peril, then I'm going. If I can't go mad, then I'm gonna enjoy.
That's what you see.
I've both been stabbed numerous times. My brother ended up in hospital. My uncle almost died, and I could easily have been angry and wanted to get retribution or get revenge. For me, my passion is into stopping knife crime and making sure the victims are seen to and it's prevented. I feel like seeing someone who has done wrong cry, get bust wide open or whatever, I feel like this breeds more hate. For me personally, I'm not knocking, because obviously that's where your passion is, or that's where you're channeling your energy. But for me, and like I say, it's been close to home that things have happened, but I don't want to, for me, I want things to stop. And so for that person to have attacked my family members, that person must have been going through something, because no normal person in the right mind is going to exact hate or pain on someone else unless they're suffering.
I separate it into 2 things. It's the Malcolm X vision versus Martin Luther King. Go high or go low to the floor with them. At the end of the day, it's two different methods, but they're trying to achieve the same thing. They're trying to get a message out that's so powerful that people revolt to the point where they're literally saying, right, that's it. We're not standing for it no more. This is what we're gonna do. Marches, anger. Like one of the either way, yes, you say hate breeds hate, but sometimes it's giving them a man a smack around the face to let him know. Look at all of us growing up. Who really got licked down as a youth? Who got licked down as a youth? Exactly, right. So like you get the youth that's across the road. Like moms has never laid a finger on them. This time moms brings them dinner. They says, "Mum, now piss off. Like I want to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something mad like that." Exactly. But the joke is, we're looking at him Tuesday. Zena and that.
Oh, no, that's brilliant. I remember seeing it. Yeah, she had no ties, not ties. She had them ties.
Just for that. No, it's cool. But it's one of them where, like, from our perspective, knowing how we got raised, we're looking at that guy like he's crazy. Because if I even think about saying what he's just said to my moms, I know I'm getting my backside run from here to flipping Africa, fam. It's gonna be a madness. So like, it's the same thing. Like, we know that, like, in order to give us a little bit of direction and keep us in line, we had a firm hand. Whereas some people, they can respond to being talking to, but it's a thing where some people don't. In fact, a lot of people don't. And we're even still trying to figure that out as a society. So it's one of them where, like, yeah, you can rule with love, but at the same time, sometimes the medicine needs to be served again.
Yeah, but there's pluses and minuses to both. It's pros and cons to both of those.
But I think the interview was anything negative. It's him just talking about being innocent.
I think
only the Instagram parts. Like literally, like I would not, I have no way of watch all of it. And there's them made like a little trapped in the closet.
Oh man,
I need to get Instagram. I see it.
Twitter's the best. No, I just on Twitter. Shout out Black Twitter.
I need to get on all that.
But yeah, that's where I see it. So I've not watched it. Like I've got no passion towards him personally, and I think that he'll get his justice, and I hope he does get what's served to him. But like I say, musically, there's some songs for me that I'm just like I can't just
by a vote. Yeah, does everyone think he's guilty?
Oh yeah, 100%. Why do
But you were talking about him being abused, right? So the abuse always becomes the abuser. What
would you think now?
Yeah, I don't even know what happened.
Oh, not all the time, but a lot of people, if they can't justify or work around their pain, they get it out. But I think in the interview, I think was it his sister? I think his
brother confirmed that his sister used to molest him.
Yeah. So yeah, his sister.
But look, my thing is this, yeah. Do you feel so? He knows he was molested. Do you? And he seems to think that he knows that's wrong, right? So why would you then inflict that on somebody else?
He doesn't know it's wrong. You're a product of your environment.
But do you think it's right?
That's what he's going to pass on to others.
Listen. But in his interview, he was saying that he was molested, and the way he was saying it was just like boo-hoo, poor me. So he knows it was wrong. So why would you then?
Yeah, now he knows it was wrong. When he was doing it, he didn't know it was wrong until he was called on it.
When he was doing what?
Whatever he's been accused of for these years, knocking up these women.
You
gotta understand though.
He's got 20 women locked up in his house.
People have been struggling with mental health for years.
Do you think anybody told him?
Killing people for years.
No, wait, hold on one sec.
Do you think anybody told him?
No, wait.
Yo, mate, you can't have these girls in your house.
Do you know?
Do you honestly think somebody said that? No, they didn't. These people just wanted the money.
These people.
They're facilitators. However, you don't feel that he thought that was wrong. Genuinely.
I don't think he does.
It goes back to what you were saying, right?
Until you become conscious about it.
And I don't want to bring it back up negative energy, but those people that attacked your family, you don't think they knew that they were going to inflict.
We're talking about two.
No. I tell you why it's not. Because
two different
it's
things.
Not. Why
sexual deviant and stabbing somebody. Exactly. Two different things.
You can have more motive. You could have more motive to just go out and attack someone than really to like have systemic abuse. Systemic abuse comes from a different route.
Yeah, I hear that.
And the joke is, a lot of people act what they see.
Exactly, it's a behaviour pattern.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a behavioural pattern.
If you've gone to court, you've been strung up in court. You know your career's on the line, so now you know, but you carry on. You're telling me that
some people can't change over a lifetime.
Common sense.
It's not about not changing.
No, but it could be addiction.
Do you think that he knows addiction? Even if you're addicted to something, you can still know it's wrong. People who are on heroin.
How do you know that? Have you got an addiction?
Have
you had an addiction? So you can't say that.
What I think, I've worked with people who had addictions.
So you should understand.
So listen, and they can tell me that I know that this is wrong, this isn't good for me, but I can't help it. But they still know it's wrong for me.
Not everybody does that.
Not everyone. I'm not saying
what I'm saying. And
I'm talking about do you guys feel that?
Do you think that he would say it's wrong on camera to that interviewer?
I don't think
No.
I think what
point of life.
Because he knows exactly, and he knows. Defending, you won't defend anything if you know that it's wrong. So
on that then, do we think that, again, I'm just going to flip it then, so Michael Jackson then, do we think he knows it's wrong?
I don't think Mike did it.
I don't think Mike did it.
Genuinely, I don't think Mike did it.
I think Michael is an absolute 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid.
Are we going to segue into that then?
Yeah.
What it then? Michael Jackson, what do man think?
Yeah, he didn't do it.
Why?
Again, abuse.
I seen a lot of man silently back, like
it's hard to hear those things being said about the greatest musician, artist ever. It's hard to hear it.
Listen, someone raised the point in a podcast, or one of the podcasts I listened to, that Man know Quincy Jones, yeah? Now Quincy Jones is known for whining and telling every story there is possible. My man confirmed Richard Pryor was gay and having threesomes and all them kind of things with man. My man was like literally like talking about certain members of the Beatles whiling out. Like everybody that he's ever worked with, he's been in an environment where he's seen the creators, the creators like, you know, let off steam, right? But yet he has never said a thing about Michael Jackson.
The FBI was on Michael Jackson's case for 10 years.
FBI's got Tekashi 6ix9ine locked up, blood.
Like MJ's walked out of there free.
So just in the room then, can we go around there? So do we just know do you think he did it?
No.
What do you think he did? Like, first of all, what do you think he did?
Right,
What has he been accused of?
Some horrible, nasty.
Yeah, like what? Like the same as R. Kelly.
Yeah, it's a little boys.
Yeah. So
I look at it like this. If he did it, and I don't think he did, and I kind of don't want to say it the way I'm going to say it, but I feel like, as you said, he's like a 6-year-old, 9-year-old boy in his head, Yeah. So anything that he did, and it kind of goes back to what you guys were saying about you don't know it's wrong, and I'm not excusing anything, because if he did it, there's no excuse for it. However, I feel that if he did do it, and again I kind of struggle to say it, but I don't think he did it from a place of malice. And understand when I say that, I think it was more explorative rather than.
I see where you're going.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I see where you're going.
I don't think he wanted to violate these boys if he did that, or whoever, but I slightly feel that that was because he was trying to find himself and his self.
Like how we did as kids.
Yeah.
Well, whoa. Not as young.
Yeah.
I'm saying Pause. I don't mean what you get. I don't mean what I say.
I understand what you're saying, but again, I feel a little bit like what you've just said is
contradicts
a bit of a contradiction of what you said about R. Kelly.
Okay,
because
how?
You're saying it just don't sit right with me. What you're saying.
It goes from two different
it's like you're making an excuse for Michael, but then R. Kelly, you're shamming it.
And maybe I am, and that's why I'm trying to say it in a way where it's like both is wrong. The abuse is wrong, regardless. Yeah, that we all agree on. But my point is with Mike here. It's just different. I don't think he did it. Whereas R. Kelly, I think he did. So I'm looking at him as a deviant. Rather than with Mike, I'm not.
I think there's facts though with R. Kelly. There's video footage.
That video.
Yes, MJ. There isn't any facts.
And
like,
also,
did
you guys watch the Leaving It?
Yeah, I watched part.
Right, listen. Right, when I've watched that, the two mothers in the thing who have been interviewed, right, are talking about the time like it was the best time of their life.
That's the problem.
Which makes sense to me because listen. Even if you know that your child's been abused or your family members have been abused, all of that situation, whether you was going to Neverland, whether you was going to space, that's marred. That's all tainted. You hate that moment. You're not going to be talking. If you've seen how they were talking, they loved it. She was talking like it was the best time of her life. If you know that you left your child in a hotel room, check her. Oh yeah. Our rooms got further and further away. Check it. Their room. What do you mean their? You're talking about your son and Michael Jackson. That's not their room. What are you talking about? Like there should be no there in that.
Doesn't that come down to the band of the parents that they set?
100%. The parents put. If that did happen, it's on the parents.
Yeah.
Because you, as a parent, should never allow any adult that you don't know. One of them said. The Australian guy said, he turned around and says,
you got to
No.
Do you get what I'm saying? So that goes back to the parents put their children. If it did happen, bro, they left him at Neverland to go Grand Canyon,
doing whatever
after 5 days of knowing the brother. But on the flip side, I was about to say on the flip side.
But that being said,
listen honestly. Listen, it's one of them ones where we have the beauty of hindsight. and we're living in a world where we're hearing these cockroaches coming out of the woodwork about all this and that and the other. Back then, Mike was the pinnacle of untouchable, and you wouldn't ever fathom that he could do anything like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So perhaps on the flip side, I'm trying to be balanced with it. Maybe you might think, you know what, nah, cool, it's Mike, like, go do your thing. But me, I couldn't do it.
I think the mum knew still. She's waiting for now, innit, for this payday.
It's all a payday. It's all a payday thing. And if you listen to the guys, they just sound like super fans who thought it was something that it wasn't, and then they saw him with other guys and thought, jealous.
Some jealousy. And he even said it. Jealous when Macaulay Culkin came on the scene.
My mum said I should have been in that video.
And he got jealous. And he got left behind from the tour.
Macaulay Culkin's one hell of an upgrade, innit? That's
upgrade, yeah? Yeah, that's got to be strike two.
What?
Come on, man, I'm talking about Michael Jackson.
7-year-old.
Man, I hate you. Double.
Come on, man. Back up dancing to Home Alone. Oh, man, want to be silent now. Won your class.
I said,
won your class.
Macaulay's an upgrade.
It was that you said.
Wild, man.
I have. Wild. Man, don't want to man, your true brothers don't take a sip. I didn't want to drink this. No, that's the bad thing. I can't even drink this now.
No, it's sad.
I can't stand this guy.
I said MJ made an upgrade. Horrible.
Yeah. Okay, so after what you've just said there, so you don't think he did it, and you don't feel like he's Mike's gone that far.
In my heart, I don't want him to have done it, but there is still a chance. Just because there is a slight chance he did. In my heart, I hope he hasn't.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I've got to be honest.
Is it
It's sad.
I'd like to think that he didn't. I'm not convinced.
Well, you think he did?
I don't know. There's no smoke without fire.
I think he tried to jump him still.
But I think it's the naivety on both parts, on the parents and on Mike.
I think he tried it still.
That's why he's childlike, because he'll put himself and he even speaks like he's so innocent.
That video he lost the majority of his childhood.
Did you feel uncomfortable when he said in that video and he's talking about Wade saying happy birthday? I'm uncomfortable watching that video.
I'm like,
horrible.
So you just said about putting he put himself in a situation. So as any celebrity, that could almost say them putting, and then yes, children different, but let's say any celebrity putting themselves around people that they don't know, are they also in line for any type of allegations? And I know the children thing's completely different. It is completely different, but can you see where I'm going?
Yeah, 100%. I think
I think you have to know in life. You need to know.
Yeah.
If you put yourself in a certain situation, you have to be aware.
You've got to have the foresight to think. Do you know what? If I do this, bang. And especially when you're at the pinnacle in your career,
you can't take my test of a childhood, didn't it? So I don't think you.
But I think people do that in general. I think put themselves in situations around girls, around men, around situations where they shouldn't. And I'm not.
Yeah. And that's
where
sometimes I don't think about the situation until it happens after.
Throughout his career, he didn't continue doing that, did he? Did he?
I don't rate that. Neverland was open for a lot of young people.
No, you know what? After 2003,
yeah, but I'm saying from when it opened to 2003.
He's someone close. Or what is something?
Okay, so knowing what he did or whatever he didn't do with regards to children, then he adopted a monkey, right? Is that what you're saying? So the focus has changed from little children to another object. But I don't know.
So
why speak now though? Like you can't defend him.
He's dead. That's my thing. That's big.
I don't rate it at all. I'm not saying what
he's dead,
and that's why I
you're not going to get any retribution from it. You're not going to this.
But you see with that,
they're going to get money from it though.
They can't.
But you see with that though,
the statute of limitations is up, so they can't. They already tried, and that's why people are arguing. They're saying they tried to put a lawsuit against them because it was failed because of. There was a time. No, it was a time frame that they then tried to file the lawsuit. That's why this has come out. That's why the people are saying.
But you know, the thing that's bothering me the most about it is the way that he died.
Oh, bro! There's so much around that.
That's a different. Conspiracy. That's a podcast on its own, bro.
Stay tuned though. On a lighter note, still sticking on Michael Jackson. Favorite MJ song. Favorite MJ song. We've been quite dark.
Butterflies. That was R&B, Mike.
Didn't know me.
That was R&B,
Remember the time.
Still calm. I wouldn't have been thinking about
What you say? What's yours?
Oh no, I was just singing along.
Butterflies. This is live.
What's yours? What you saying?
I'm saying Smooth Criminal, just the video and that video had me.
Yeah. What are you saying, Ben?
Bad.
Did you want to be the
says a lot about you.
video? I want to be the kid in the video.
Tried to moonwalk and also.
I'm with you, man.
Mine's Remember the Time. I just love the concept and the video was sick and how he just spun out it. Yo, I loved it.
Bad, yeah.
Bad?
I don't really have one, you know, bro. If you ain't Styles P, ain't trying to listen to it.
I'm real. I'm hip-hop. I don't listen to none of that R&B shit. Singing? Mike, who? Who the fuck sings?
Wait, is this the guy in the beat?
Not me. Not me.
Mates that told you.
Those guys. Yeah, him. You heard it from a guy.
So you know this Styles P?
He doesn't know many. I don't think he knows any MJ track, or he might know.
Over like Thriller and that. Over
song.
Black or white?
Can you name 5?
Probably not.
No, you must can. Go on, try.
Always put you on the spot.
I don't know who's still like.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you man don't do free, innit?
Yeah, come there.
Let's see if we know more.
So there's 3 out there.
I'm gonna say Rock With You, yeah? Is that
Oh,
one?
that's a big track.
Yeah. Yo, old Mike. Yeah, old Mike. Yeah, old Mike. Yeah.
That's probably one of my best songs. To be fair.
ABC, but that's not really just, that's not
That's still Mike. That's still Mike.
If everyone said no, that's not really.
Yeah, it'd be like, not even struggling.
One more.
Smooth Criminal?
Yeah,
No, what is that? Alright.
No, you can have it. Have it.
I'm still. There's no pressure right now.
Have a track. 2 more.
God damn.
That's how it's rap.
Yo, Billie Jean, there's so many.
No. Oh yeah. No. Slight segue. When man listen to bars like Billie Jean, right? Okay, fair enough. Quincy Jones basically wrote it. But when you see a man perform it and he performs it like it's believable, but yet he's talking about a situation that a lot of grown folks go into, don't that sway your mind a little bit?
No.
I thought I was just being here like that. No, I'm just saying, sometimes when it's a bit, because sometimes when people like perform songs, they don't really write them and they sing it and it ain't really believable because they've never been through it, they can't perform for a place. Yeah. And you can see it, like you can see that that's not either them or you can see that actually they got
I think he's the greatest. He turned into a car, I believe it.
It was the robot like that. Man transformed. Yeah, I'm like Optimus Prime. I said he turned into a car.
No, not only
And a spaceship, but where? Yo, the spaceship was really.
What was it called? The moonwalk.
It was moonwalk.
The rabbit.
Yeah, the rabbit.
How many man tried to do the lean forward thing and drop down? Yeah.
Everyone tried to explore.
I'm all for it still. What's the lean backwards?
Yo, that Joe man upgraded to Styles P.
He said stop at 20.
that was ages ago. It's cool.
Yeah, that's how we started it.
That's a Styles P. I bet you could.
What, finish recording?
I bet you could name 5 tracks ASAP, innit?
Yeah.
Styles. I like Styles P.
Huh? I said Styles P is hard.
I thought you said who's Styles P. Get him into
No, it's Styles P, innit?
Oh, when it came to knots. Blood, I was there still.
Yeah?
Studio.
Okay, best concert you've been to, best concert.
Oh, in general.
Nah, I'm just
Yours
putting it out there. I had
No, probably
this is
probably
it.
Drizzy.
This is it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna
How was it?
He died.
Nah, you got me here. You got me here still.
You get a refund on that?
No, you get like a commemorative ticket.
Where the money went.
Or you can get the money back, but I got the
money.
How about you? Got that money back.
I haven't been to that many concerts, you know, to be honest with you. No. 50 Cent a few years ago in Manchester, but like, that's only because I've been to not many. So,
Why?
and that one stood out for me. So.
I'll be honest, Throne Tour. Yo, fam, that was the hardest but the scariest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. There was a period, right, where like they stopped performing, said everybody get your diamonds up and whatever. The ambience was red, fam. Everybody was up. It was silent. Me and my boy at the time, like when we're looking at each other, like, yo, fam, if we don't put our diamonds up right now, man could get slaughtered or something, or man could get sacrificed. Cause this is looking like a seance out here. Yeah, it was
wild.
wild.
Shook you to put your diamonds on there.
Of course I did.
Are you summoning whatever they were summoning, yeah?
Yeah,
Are you sure you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Fam, I felt, yo, it was mad.
Pressure, yeah?
Yo, of course. With a few thousand, 100,000 people in there. What? You're swinging against a few 100,000 people? Good luck. Good luck.
To be fair, I used to watch the Throne. That was up there. But I've seen Michael Jackson live.
What?
Yeah, Wembley. Wembley, mate. 97.
Oh, yo.
In a jet. I
swear down.
Yeah. And the concert goes to the jam.
That's one thing I wish I had. That's sick. No, that's shower.
What are you saying? Best concert you've been to?
I can't compete with that.
Sorry, guys.
Enrique Iglesias.
Oh, wow.
So I went to, I don't think it was something different. Andre Rieu.
What was he doing?
It was absolutely something that I'd never really watched. I never really got into like musicals or those kind of things. But the vibe was incredible. Like I was up there doing like ballroom dancing with my wife, and we're in the middle of ice arena. Yo, the vibe was unbelievable. Like it was calm. And it was all people just living their best life, loving it. And the vibe, it was just the vibe for me.
Sometimes that's what it is, just the vibe in it.
I've been to some sick concerts though, but that one, like, if I was to pick one out that's rare, that would be it for me.
Been to one extra live, that's it.
Go on, say something in it. Someone wants to say something in it.
I think you said yourself.
It wasn't silver.
What's the rhymes?
What?
Huh?
H-E-double-Z.
No, I'm saying, what's the rhymes? I'm just saying it, innit?
Drake's concert.
In Nuts?
No, with Money.
Money.
Yeah, it was alright.
Who did he have with him?
He didn't bring no one with him. Bring the one after. He took gigs with him, innit?
Yeah.
Yo, what's wrong with kids, man?
But man, pay my money in it. Like,
Bring some
what's he say, blood? Buys him under. Nah, brethren. Bring him through, innit? Money. But yeah, that was my best one I've been to. So.
And you say?
I'd say Erykah Badu.
Oh my days.
Wembley, it was Nas and Damian Marley, and Erykah Badu was a warm-up.
Oh my days.
Crazy. Yeah, massive.
That's a good.
I'm trying to keep up. with the jetpack.
Yo, I think there's only one person that can trump that, and that's Prince, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think
I
so?
don't think
Prince is an alien, bro. Prince is an alien.
I don't get it.
Not music. Man can play everything.
Yeah.
And perform and sing the same way.
He can't dance. He can't dance. This is MJ, blood.
It depends on what you want to take in. Some people play an instrument.
Also about Prince, but I don't get it. Personally, yo, name a Prince song other than Purple Rain.
Fucking weirdo.
And that driving the car thing.
I don't listen to that.
You don't like Prince, man? You look at his face. Why is his face like that?
Prince William, yeah?
As a musician,
On the same level.
but not as a performer. I think there's great singers, but it's different to performers.
Alright, do you man buy into the like who's better between Beyonce and Michael Jackson, like for like performances?
Michael Day.
No chance.
Can't compare the two of them.
I'm gonna buy into that.
Compare the two of them.
Ooh, I'm saying you should watch it. Like,
No, she's up there. I don't like Beyonce. Like she's okay. I don't like her. She's not. Yeah,
I wouldn't put
like I respect
MJ's
her,
level, though.
but she is a performer.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
she's
but not on MJ's level.
I put her on a level like Chris Brown or somewhere like that.
no, bro.
Baby.
No way.
Baby, innit?
It was pirouetting us
All types of suspect. Ad-libs. What are you saying, baby?
Baby, innit?
Oh, babe.
Do you know about Beyonce? I said it's early stars for you, but it knows nicknames for Beyonce.
Baby, man.
I said, baby, bring it down.
Not for me, that question.
Yeah,
no.
What I'm saying is, I implore you, man, to compare like for like. I was in the same mindset to say, yo, it's nowhere near. But like when you look at like Super Bowl performances, then you look at like award show performances, and then you look like exactly like.
Yo, the man did the moonwalk, bro, on national TV.
Fam, listen,
no one had ever seen that.
As mad as this is gonna sound, as mad as this is gonna sound,
The hat.
Come on,
oh my God.
Bro.
To this day, like, what's still trying? What am I trying to copy Fritz?
Don't say Beyonce did the struggle.
Game. Blouse.
You man disrespect. You man disrespect.
I just said about Beyonce's got this single ladies. But other than that, like
The hunting, come on.
that was a big
Not
movement.
for Gail, Beyonce.
What has she done?
For Gail, Beyonce.
I think that
And performing it live on stage.
No, listen, no, I hear that argument. No, 100% I hear that argument because if you look at, if you actually get into it, I know this is kind of bad for me saying this, but Mike was a dead dancer. If you get into this, wait.
Dead dancer.
No, shush. Talk your talk.
Dead dancer.
No, shush. Let him say what he's saying. Because he's onto something. Let him say what he's saying.
Listen, I opt with Mike 100%. However, what he was doing, was teething people's moves, and he didn't even do it the best way they could have done. All it was is that it was only first seen on TV. And remember, there was no social media, there was nothing, there was no outlet.
But dance isn't about owning yourself. No, it's expressive. It is, but if I do this,
and somebody's better at it.
But if I do this, if I do that though, and you try to imitate that, and people see you do it, I don't want to
No, I'm not saying that. Yeah. But if I'm the star, then I'm going to get the credit for it. But if you do it better than me, you're never going to be known for it.
What moves did he steal?
So you're saying it's a dead dancer?
Of who?
But you're saying
we'll never know.
But you say it's a dead dancer because
the street dancer.
When I say it's a dead dancer,
I don't understand why it's a dead dancer.
If you look at the way he dances compared to the people that were doing it, there's some dudes who can do the moonwalk.
So that means he's dead.
Hold on. Maybe, okay. Sorry if I use that.
It's a strong word.
MJ's bought here then, really.
He made it. He has actually Chris Brown. Chris Brown was doing that Cat Daddy dance. Yeah, he made it look better than a lot of.
Who did he take it off?
The women. I don't know the person.
You don't know.
No, man don't remember the name. Man don't remember the name.
So when you just unit dead dancer.
What I'm saying is,
okay, but listen. You know his backing dancers. Do you think like a lot of his I've seen some of his backing dancers dance rings around him.
I'm saying
rings around him.
Chris Brown or MJ?
I'm saying
MJ.
Apart from you, I don't think anyone in this room has sat down and watched end to end a concert and seen him hold up dancing for an hour straight. I don't think anyone's seen that apart from him because he's been.
How are you going to say that though?
I'm saying
live or on a video.
I'm saying a whole thing. I'm not knocking his dancing because I said he's onto something because man overhype things based on the star power, in my opinion.
What are backup dancers' purpose?
To be a backup dancer,
exactly, not the main deal. This is what I'm saying.
What video were they better than him in? Or concert?
Listen. Listen. So all his videos were choreographed. So they're all just doing the same dance. Yeah.
But
so
you said the choreographer is better than him.
Wait.
Sometimes choreographers can't even dance.
You know the choreographer. Do you think he choreographed all of his dances?
No, but he has a choreographer. And that's what their job is, to get something produced.
Okay, so
Anthony Joshua's boxing coach is the best boxer in the world because he's got one of the best boxers.
Different.
No, it's not.
How is it not? A choreographer can do the same moves, exact same moves.
Yeah.
So for the boxer,
So you said his trainer went against Pinto.
I'm not trainer.
Shut up, Blair. You're chatting foolishness. You can't do it. It's an Anthony Joshua thing out, Blair.
No.
Check that answer.
Yeah, just press. Alright, stop one bro. It's the same thing.
It's a comparison.
What's that?
Go.
40 minutes, you know.
So, AJ, Anthony Joshua, I don't know his repertoire of moves. Let's say he's got uppercut, like a good uppercut.
Yeah, skill with the game,
the uppercut. Yeah? He didn't create that. So you say that he's a dead boxer because he didn't create that uppercut.
Right, listen to what I said to you, right? A man made the comparison between a coach or a trainer as a choreographer.
Yeah.
A choreographer can do the same dance and keep up the same pace, that Mike can do, or Chris Brown or whatever.
No, that's not what a choreographer does.
I say they can, yeah? The coaches, some of the coaches that are coaching these boxers are fat, old men. But couldn't go no rounds. No rounds.
But that doesn't take anything away from their technique.
Stop saying it.
Yeah.
So what, you're trying to tell me that
that's fitness based.
But listen.
No, because you're moving the goalpost. Man said he can do like for like. He's saying like for like. That's what I'm saying right then.
Listen,
not all choreographers are fit.
I'm sorry.
Some choreographers is like, you know what?
Like I said,
of all time, as some people say.
I'm not seeing everybody
the best
dance,
performer
but he's
of all time.
one of the best.
Hey, this ain't a live episode, so I'm just gonna interject. You're talking nonsense.
Yes.
I'll explain why you're talking nonsense, because they're right. You're comparing a choreographer to a dancer. First and foremost, Michael Jackson is an artist and a dancer, which means that his choreographer doesn't mean anything. He's just a side person.
Yeah, we got a good
it's like me having a camera coach. It's like you guys need a moderator. It's like me having a camera coach. If I got a camera coach, but I'm the cameraman, who's the cameraman?
You're the cameraman.
So why does a choreographer matter?
My thing is listen, this got your camera. Listen,
no, it doesn't matter. Like Anthony Joshua might have someone he spars with that bangs him, but Anthony Joshua is the champ, fam.
What does that mean? He's only the champ because he beat the person who.
Yeah, but then other person got a brother.
He didn't get a chance. You're saying
But this is my point. Wait, hold on. Let me finish. This is my point. Michael Jackson's the guy. He hired you. Just because you come in and say I know. Just because you come in and say I know what more moves than you might. Like it just doesn't make sense, bro. But I know what you're saying. But I was with him because in my opinion, I'm saying Chris Brown's a better performer than Mike. I'm giving Chris Brown that. But that don't make Mike a dead performer.
No. Okay, so listen back to what I said, because we had that.
Wild.
Dead.
It was wild.
Dead.
It was outlandish.
Okay, yeah, it was outlandish.
No, you need to say sorry.
I wanted him to get his point across because there's elements to his point. There's elements to his point that I agree with. And that's why I wanted him to keep talking. That's why I wanted to keep talking because
Say sorry.
What I said what my point was. I'm saying end to end.
Okay, listen. When you're in the car, I'm saying this. Please say sorry, MJ. Please.
Mike's dead.
No, he said yeah.
No, literally dead. Literally dead. So,
Wait. Is it dead dancer? Is it deceased?
You still understand dead. I mean,
like I said, I wanted him to speak because I thought he was onto something. And to be fair, no, listen. To be fair, no. What I'm saying, I wanted him to talk. I wanted him to talk. And the joke is, in a moment of silence, I made my point in a sense to say, end to end, Michael Jackson, I don't think is keeping up more than what certain men have seen in highlights for about about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay.
There are certain performers out there that are keeping that strong the whole performance, not a single moonwalk and then star power where man can stand there for 10 minutes and people are passing out. That's not performing, blood. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You get Chris Brown. Every single track is a different dance, and he's keeping people insane. Man's doing a front flip on beat over and over again.
You lot.
I'm asking you a question.
Nobody.
I'm with my man still.
That's my point.
I've never seen Mike Jack. I've never seen Mike Jack do a front flip in my life.
Exactly. No, but if man are gonna say he's the greatest, you've got to point him towards someone that's done something greater in the sense of performing.
Man said,
I'm saying he's sick because that's star power. It's 70% star power, and the rest is a combination of people. I never said that. I'm just saying that he had a point.
I said some people.
Let's cut this in half.
Dead.
No, I've got that. It's really good.
For me, it's like to promote someone else, you have to knock someone else down. Yeah, I don't think you have to do that. Like before MJ, people were saying James Brown was the greatest dancer ever. MJ came
And he had the one shuffle, yeah?
MJ came. What?
He had the one shuffle.
No, carry on because it's about to get out.
You dance.
I don't dance.
Your critique is dancing, but you can't.
No, but listen.
Okay, but no, that's irrelevant. Yeah. So
Yeah, straight off.
yeah. So MJ came. In that period when MJ was there, it was him and Bobby Brown. No, it was Bobby Brown. I know the dance. Yeah, it was him and Bobby Brown were like competing with. But no one ever said that person was bad. There was they had a friendly rivalry. Like now, it's like to promote someone else, as to promote Beyonce, you've got to say someone else is bad. Like you could just prefer the way they perform. You could enjoy the fact that they do a repertoire of moves for 2 hours. That could be That could be your criteria for judging dance. Some people like the fact that MJ can do short moves, or not just.
There's too many variables, isn't there?
Yeah, there's too. Yeah,
I'm trying to hear what people are saying.
Dance isn't a obviously there's some elements of battling, but dance really is showcasing your soul, your spirit.
And do you feel like he does that?
What, MJ? Yeah.
Well, no, but do you not feel like he emulates what he's seen?
He's a dancer. But he's a dancer. I don't think.
Are you supposed to be creative as the artist, or as
you dance?
Yeah, when you dance, you're supposed to be creative.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. When Michael Jackson first did the moonwalk,
it feels like they hate on me.
No.
When
Mike first did the moonwalk, did you not blown away by it?
I wasn't alive, but as I say, like it to me when I've seen it, when I've seen it, it was amazing. And I made reference to it earlier.
It was amazing.
When he threw the hat, the glove, it was amazing.
Wait.
It was never seen before.
Okay, now wait.
But people were doing it on the streets.
Just wait.
How do you know that? You weren't alive.
You just said you were alive.
Hey,
and they were doing the same move.
Hey, by the way, a lot of Michael Jackson's moves came from Motown dancing.
A lot of things come from
they threw their hats. In the 40s, they threw their hats. So that was
saying that his direct comparison to his style of dancing is James Brown.
Yeah.
Listen, it doesn't matter whether you're an artist, a dancer, a boxer, a choreographer, whatever. It starts, an uppercut is an uppercut. The moonwalk is the moonwalk. I might uppercut a certain way, you might moonwalk a certain way. Everyone in here, if we all do an uppercut or moonwalk, everybody probably do it a little bit different. Certain might, you can't do it because you can't dance. Just what you said. I'm sick of these guys. I don't know.
So the point is, what I just watched here was you're talking about art versus art. And you can't really argue that. Because what his point is, he's a dead performer. He's probably talking about sport, he's talking about statistics and levels and
I don't think he is though.
Pause. At the same time though, flip side that, you can't preface it because you're never going to come to an agreement. Because you're saying is preference, right?
Yeah.
But he's actually talking about, and him are talking about time of performance, preparation, moves used. You're talking about
I like what MJ does.
No,
but these men are talking about. But these men are actually keep talking about what, like the quantity and the quality of what they're getting.
You can't disrespect one of the greatest.
Do you think Muhammad Ali would beat Anthony Joshua in a fight?
Negative. Not at all. Negative.
He's holding leg, fam.
Negative.
He's 6'2". He's a lot lighter, and he's not hitting. He's
What?
What is this?
I'm not sure. How can you say that Ali would get battered by Anthony Joshua?
Battered.
What he said? He said,
do you think George Foreman could beat AJ? Do you think George Foreman's gonna one-bomb AJ and make AJ fall on the floor?
Like you said a minute ago, people are talking about time.
Wait until
all these different aspects of it.
Yeah.
At that current time, do you think Anthony Joshua would have been a boxer?
I'm not talking about that. That's not my point.
But no, it is.
No, that's not my point. No, that's not my point.
He's got history in boxing.
Yeah, that's not my point. My point is we're comparing two different. This is exactly my point. You've made my point. My point is you can't really compare the errors because there was the
not the errors.
That's not, no, I'm not. But this is my point. This is my point. So I don't know his name. I forgot his name. I apologize. I'm a cameraman. I should know his name. But Rico is saying, Rico and Double H.
Double H. Yeah.
H to
Rico and Double H. These men are talking about errors. These men are saying, yo, performance, rare. But like performance now, there's more of a demand. You've got better choreographers. So you can't compare it.
But what my man said is right.
No, it's not. No, you can't compare it.
You can't compare it.
That's my point.
You can't compare it.
That's my point. You can
compare
love Chris Brown or love Beyonce. You don't have to say MJ's a dead dancer.
Check this out. He's not a dead dancer. That's not fair.
That's all my point. That's all my point.
Yeah, that's not fair. But statistically, Chris Brown's a better performer.
What's your statistic?
In your opinion.
Statistics of how long he spent on stage performing.
What's MJ's stat sheet then? You don't know though.
No, but I'm saying on average, if you do, but Eugene, what I'm saying is if you run the statistics of like per set, how long they spent actually dancing and doing backflips and doing different things.
I'm saying the only person that can confirm it is really who's actually watched a full Michael Jackson performance.
I have no.
So for a full,
I watched about 5 minutes.
No. So for Chris Brown's BET, right? So right. Okay. So
yeah.
what do you think? Better than Michael? No.
I wouldn't ever say someone's better than someone. I'm not
saying that.
I love your craft. I don't have to say he's better.
Eugene,
that's how everyone does nowadays.
No, but some people. No,
you could just love an artist.
Eugene, some people are better.
They are.
No, some people are better.
There's artists.
You don't have to knock someone in order to build something.
There's better artists. There's artists that haven't reached this. I'm a fine artist. There's certain people that can't draw a certain way. I'm better than them. Start again.
Yeah, someone could love your craft.
Start again from you're an artist.
I'm gonna say it. Stop cutting me. Someone could love your craft because you're an artist. Yeah, someone could love your craft. Now, say me for example, I could love what you do as an artist. I'd be like, do you know, you're my favorite artist. Like, you're my favorite. I just love how you draw that, how you do that, how you do that. Someone could say, you know, there's better vinyl artists out there or whatever art you do. Like, that's their opinion. Like, art isn't about a defined list of... Subjective. Yeah, it's subjective in what you like. That's what art is about.
But there are different art commissions. So if you're going to be a comic book artist, you have to have certain specifications. We're talking about performers. We've come up with a classification.
No, but
that's what I'm saying. These guys are saying everyone else might not be.
Even the classifications are based on someone else's opinion on what it should be. That's art. Like as an artist, you should know that. Like,
no, but that's
you shouldn't ever classify yourself as one thing.
What I'm trying to say is if you want to be a comic book artist, there's very different types of artists. If you want to be something, you have to know anatomy, you have to know all these things. If you want to be a performer, you have to do all these things. Athletically, Chris Brown's a better performer.
The thing is, though,
because he uses his body better. That doesn't make him a better performer.
I believe so.
Athletically, he's a better performer. That might have been what they're trying to say. I'm just trying to give context.
You should be able to do anything and everything you want to do as an artist, whether people like it or not.
Athletically, I personally don't think Chris Brown's a better performer than Mike.
You can just say, I like that. That's
but I feel like athletically, if we're talking about someone that can utilize their human body.
People, man.
If we play by the audio, you did say Chris Brown is a better performer than Mike.
When I've just told you, but I've just gave you what the context was. So you can take it or leave it. You can stand on the stool and be like, I said this, or you can just
Man is saying MJ is a dead dancer. I'm not having it. We've gone too far. We're talking about other stuff now.
Why, if you're going to bring up Chris Brown or Beyonce or these street dancers, do you have to say MJ's dead? Why? You just have to say street dancer or I see that's it.
They can't even name the street dancer. They can't name the street dancer. They can't tell you what street they seen him dancing on. They can't tell you when MJ seen him.
How does that?
Can you? You can't.
Oh my God,
I do like.
Another point was you can't even compare his choreographer to the
you see
because his choreographer is someone who's just island. He's not a performer. He's not on stage. And let's be honest, in history of humans, there's only been like 2 people like Michael Jackson. In the history of humanity, there's only been 2 performers. It's Chris Brown, isn't it? There's only been 2.
If you was doing the moonwalk on the corner and didn't make it famous, that's your own goddamn fault.
Yes.
That's not MJ's fault.
He's a pioneer.
There we go.
He's a pioneer, black.
MJ's
It's a pioneer.
Can we talk about something else? You're vexed.
I'm done with that. 2 minutes.
That's a big.
No, because it's a big statement to say MJ is a dead performer. It's a deeper thing to say.
That would be everything since. So you read it. I made my point clear. Listen, man, watch the tape back, man. I made my point clear.
He made the comment.
I wanted him to say. I wanted him to say what he said. Yeah,
let him talk. I need to hear him speak.
Did you agree with his?
Not the dead part, but in relation to what we're trying to
That's what I'm saying.
It's not just right.
Touch me either. I'm talking about superfans, mate.
Alright. We're gonna move on to the next topic.
Next topic.
We talk about superfans.
I've got the show, innit?
Yo, don't try. I've got the pictures, bro, of how you were carried on that day.
I think that's gonna be
some
another one.
What in merchant? What's in merch?
Yeah, our last topic. Again, you might have a great point, although you know nothing about it.
Oh, was that
Guys, next topic. Football. Some of the stuff that's been happening. You might come in and say that Messi is the worst player.
Alex with Man United.
You support Man U?
You watch the game yesterday?
Better. I didn't even know that.
What, you got no
No.
Are you sure you support Man U?
He didn't watch the game yesterday.
No, I didn't watch the game. I told you.
He's listening to it on the radio, though, isn't he?
No, none of that.
Okay. What do you think to United winning then?
Back. Bro, 8th minute. I knew he was gonna bag. I don't think you did. I did.
It was a special. It was a special game.
Wait. Just so the viewers know, who are you supporting?
United.
You support United.
United, man.
United.
Arsenal
again. United. And United. So it is very biased towards United, but we do have Arsenal to sort of equal it out.
So on that then.
Yeah.
I put a status yesterday on Twitter. Gotta give credit where credit's due, man. That is massive from United, and
that's shocking.
Yeah,
to hear Arsenal because
I'm a football fan.
I hate Arsenal fans.
So I'm not a football fan, innit?
Yeah, but some fans are like.
Same with Man U fans. Same with some Man U fans.
I'm a realist when it comes to football. That made me love football just that little bit more yesterday. Again, the decision was controversial, but I'm not bothered about that. It's more for the culture.
It's theatre.
It's more for the culture. It's amazing.
My research.
What's he said?
Tell me what the penalty.
But did a little bit of research still.
No, I called it yesterday. I texted Marcus earlier. I texted Marcus and I said, yo, United are gonna win. I can just say United are gonna win. And what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done is brought the love back to United.
We lost that for years.
Man United were up and down with all these different managers, and it's good to see them being consistent.
We feel back to that old school.
This is the question.
I'm scared to Man United
about football, right? Do you blame the manager? Do you blame the manager for the loss, or do you blame the team?
It's a bit of both.
Obviously, Ferguson went, and then it kind of went downhill, But I don't get it. How can you blame one man for?
Because
It's what encompasses.
yeah, no, but when you're playing, you get strict instructions, and
Like tactics and that,
yeah, and even if say Pogba, for example, he is
Paul, yeah?
Yeah, poor.
First name basis.
Not to be fair, it's two
Reggie, yeah, what's up, Pete?
Okay,
To be fair.
I'm sure there's three of them. Yeah. There's three of them. And the Miles. Anyway, Pogba, yeah, he's literally a free spirit. So although he can play in a position or role, he plays like street football. So he plays and just goes where he wants to go. He couldn't do that on the Marina. He got dragged numerous times. And if you're playing with that fear, not even fear, if you're looking over your shoulder thinking the next number's going to get, you're not going to play your best.
Okay.
And I feel like that's what, especially Mourinho, but even think before him, found how Moyes did that, where it was sort of like you've got to play a certain way. That's how I want you to play.
Too structured.
Yeah, and I think even on the Fergie, although he was strict, he gave people license to play.
I think that about football. When I watch them, I think I see certain boards and thinking, yo, why don't you just go for it? But I realise that they can't because, as you're saying, if you do, then your next option.
Some managers take away your freedom.
I tell you what,
and your creativity.
do you watch NBA or do you watch any basketball? Alright, so when you think about American sports and how they structure their management system on, like, as in voices on the pitch or voices on the court, it's very, very, very structured, right?
Yo, something's going on over here. Listen here.
No, listen. If my man don't watch ball and he's trying to understand.
He's talking the most right now about don't watch ball. He's talking like ball.
Yo, how dare I say it?
Instead of poor for you, poor piss. Say poor piss.
Big balls, yo.
I was ready to jump in with some insightful stuff. Then we started talking about NBA.
Yeah, to help my man understand and stay on pace, isn't it?
They've got a handshake and everything.
That's the last time I helped, man, isn't it?
No, do you always help?
I don't need it.
Oh, man. It's so good. When MJ was dead, he was friending him.
Yo, what for you? Another key thing with Man United another key thing was when Moyes took over, he got rid of all the coaching staff that were there for years, and
his big mistake was letting Everton as well.
Yeah, there's.
I love Beto.
So he's on first day dating with all the peas then. No. With all the peas. Paul.
Yo, didn't he go mad? Do something mad?
Yeah.
Brilliant someone, isn't it?
Was that
Lick the raw chicken.
They did the Cantona still.
He loves this game, isn't it?
So what do you think's happening at Arsenal then? Because we've got to talk about that situation as well. No, because we've both had barrel years, and obviously we've been rivals.
No, you did sit forever. I have a lot of research you need to do.
We've been rivals for years. But from the outset, or from looking in now, it's like United are on the rise. Where do you think you lot are, and what's your aims?
Before you speak, can we hear? I want to hear what you have to say first.
It hurts me because for me, although Liverpool traditionally probably through history they're our main rivals, but me growing up has always been Arsenal. It's like anything, you want the team that you've been fighting with the most to be up there as well. City, although City is obviously in Manchester and they are our rivals, for me our main rivals are always you. So if we're on the up, I'd love you to be on the up. So although most Arsenal man might think I hate Arsenal, I love Arsenal. And other than United, growing up I used to love watching the Henrys and unless they played United. But do you know what I mean? So for me it is sad to see how you lot are now. But I don't know where you see your lot's future, or even where you see you going for this season. What are you after? Europa?
I think, to be fair, man are steady in the shit, innit? Man are steady in the shit.
The sly ones.
That's what they're in.
You should be going for
That's what I'm saying. We should be going to win it.
That's not
The way you said, innit? I
feel like what it is that we've been in limbo for many years now, and we've been in and out of stuff, winning the FA Cups and whatever else. I feel like we're going through that transitional stage where we've got a new manager in, and we're doing what, in essence, the United went through, is that we're going through that transition. Not necessarily it's a bad one or it's worse, or they're both the same, because we've got a new manager in, he's implementing new things. Maybe he might not be getting on with some of the boys or whatever it is, but there's something happening where we're on it some games and we're not on it some games, and we've got players that are just doing what they want. And there's no like limit to it. You've got some very...
what's your thought? Because obviously he's in and out all the time.
Me personally, my personal thing, I really do like, I like Ozil. I think he's a great player, but again, I'm a man of now. Like, I'm happy with Torreira.
I think they're using him as a scapegoat though.
But yeah, but you have to. But you got to understand, a lot of things happen behind the scenes, and
That's what I'm saying.
in training, he might not be doing the business. And again, when you're working to tactics and you're putting things down on paper. If you know that he's going to be a bit more of a free spirit and just do his own thing, then I'm not really going. You might just not really going to take that chance. Doesn't care how much you're paying you a week. Me personally, with Ozil, I'm just going to say it because I feel that he'd be better off now transitioning somewhere else, and we look to bring in some other players.
But that's on the flip side of that. Do you think you can attract players of quality now? I think that for United, even when we was out of Europe, and I can't remember that season we didn't get any Europe, we were still Man United, and I feel like being one of the richest clubs in the world, and one of the most popular clubs in the world, we can attract players and just give them crazy amounts of wages.
We're willing to spend them, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
but
what I mean.
Arsenal, which is a good philosophy. You're like a business. So Ozil going, I don't know if you'll be able to attract similar quality.
I read something on Twitter earlier that our owner, he is worth something like 8.7 billion. He's going to pump in some money now.
So the Cronky boy.
So that's what I read. Yeah, I read it again. It's publicity.
How long has he been there for?
In the States.
Well, again, when it comes to owners,
because
there's only so much you can do. Arsenal's been running. We're more of a business than we are a club. We're making money to pay off the stadium. Paid off the stadium is what it is.
Like Xhaka, did he cost 30, 40? Like you've got players who are costing like, so you are spending money a bit, but they're not like top of the. Like I think if Ozil goes, I don't know what replacement you're gonna get other than bringing someone for the youth. And I think Aubameyang's looking around like we've got Mickey and Laka. Who else is like top level with me? Like I think
Ruby blood. You doing alright right now, you know.
This one, like these are good players, but I feel
you got to understand though. You have to understand. Even under Wenger, we didn't have like that key again. But I'm talking about. I'm talking about the new. I'm talking about the new era. Let's talk about the new. I'm not talking about the old Invincibles because that's unbelievable. That's the squad that were mad. You know them guys, yeah. But go.
Patrick, I'm still it.
You got to look at the foundations of Arsenal. We play football. We like to play football. It's about tiki-taka, moving it and whatever else. But now I don't feel like we've got that same. We're not thriving off that same kind of thing. We haven't got that same kind of quality. We're developing more the youth. I do feel like we do need a bit of a shake up and bring other people in, of course. But again, when it comes down to attracting players, we just lost 3-1 to Rennes.
Rams is going. Ozil may go. I feel like these are like if I'm looking at teams to go to in the summer, and I'm like maybe Arsenal, and I'm seeing.
Man dipping.
Yeah, man dipping.
You can't base it like that. As a player, you're a player. You're a player. So you're looking at you're a player. So you're looking at team. No, but as a player, you're looking at a team. Thinking, who am I going to bop it with there? You are doing that. I do that now.
Wouldn't they be thinking, that can't be the star there if the star's
you can't be the star by yourself, but if it's a sinking ship.
And you're thinking, I'm not playing Ozil, man.
You have to buy into the philosophy of the club.
Hold on, Hez. No, just give me a second. Please do not refer to my team as a sinking ship.
Listen, he made a comment about being a star. He never said Arsenal. He never said Arsenal. He just asked about being a star. I'm just saying it's tough to be a star in a sinking ship. That's why Ozil he wasn't though. He just made a comment.
He said because the reference. I get it. If you hate Arsenal fans, you hate them.
I don't hate Arsenal fans.
You don't like Arsenal, fair enough. But I didn't come here.
Listen, I'm similar to yourself. When I talk about football, I didn't sign up with it. This is what I'm saying, and I think that's why it hurt you a little bit in terms of Arsenal.
It wasn't a real.
I think it is. I think it is. We're not.
It's opinions, isn't it?
I think it is. That's like, yo, I'm out for this football thing. Check him, he's involved. He's staring at shit. That's a
fucking joke. I see man fall out, man, they can talk to each other with this age,
I get it. I get where you're at with it. You're doing exactly the same thing as what Arsenal fans would have done when United was struggling, which is fair. Again, I accept it, but at the same time, I don't like it. So
yeah, I don't expect you to like it. You're an Arsenal fan, isn't it? I didn't like it when Man U was everywhere.
Would things have been different if you lot got rid of Arsenal a bit sooner?
Earlier.
You know what it is? We can always play the what if. If we want, we can always play the what if. What if Fergie didn't leave?
Lost it.
What if he didn't say Mike MJ's dancing is dead?
Oh, we're talking about football.
But yeah, I'm just fucking making up.
You done told me to shut up. I'm not getting involved in fighting. No, blood. I'm not getting sucked into the infighting. I'm not getting sucked into the infighting. I let him get his point across.
He told you to pick him up earlier.
So do you think you could
Okay, let's get back onto the topic.
Yeah, do you think you could attract the top quality players?
Again, I think if sometimes it's not about the club, it's about the money. Huh? Sometimes it's not about the club, it's about the money. If you can offer a man so much money, again, Ramsey, Ramsey, do you think he's good enough to go and play
300,000.
300 bucks?
I think he is, you know.
Again, he might flourish there. Right now,
slower pace in it as well, which is more 300 pounds.
300 grand.
Any more than that?
Good or bad?
That's a lot of money. No, it's 400. Any 400? That's amazing for him.
That's top tier money.
Any 400 bucks?
You mean you do some research?
That's amazing for Ramsey.
That's just a little.
He weren't gonna get that.
Definitely not.
Yeah, names.
150 bucks. Arsenal.
Who would you like at Arsenal to replace Ozil or Ramsey? Because obviously they're two of your most creative. Who have you got?
So no. What did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Who would you like to replace Ramsey and possibly Ozil, who may be leaving? Who are your most creative players linking midfield to attack? Like, who are, I would say, that world-class bracket, or I play
so
that
hard to say.
Champions Leagues.
You know it is. You know, if we're going to talk about actual like
disco blood,
talent player,
in midfield, there's not the same like.
Who would you want?
We're missing somebody that's got that flair, that nastiness as well. Though we like Vieira. There's no one. There's not really anybody in the Premiership or in football now that kind of carries that same kind of aura.
Can't get away with it these days.
Yeah, but that's what we need.
The box.
We need someone that's smashing man. Just at the same time, we need man smashing man, and at the same time,
Verratti on a
baller.
Verratti on a good
Verratti is not. He's too short. For me personally, I think we can't have too many men in the midfield that are too short. We've got Torreira, we've got Guendouzi. These man are short man. He's not like a man that
He's not one. He's not one.
Like Pogba in the midfield will rap man. Pogba in the midfield, if he smashes someone, it's a presence. Whereas you got Guendouzi, Sasha Bob,
Capoue, mate. You need Capoue.
Don't tell me who we need.
No, he's that smasher.
Tell me who we need.
Smasher. No.
We need a bit of a reshuffle. That's what we need. We need to attract some players and get them in. You know what it is? This season, I don't know where we're gonna finish.
Where do you want to finish?
I hope you know what it is. I hope we in Europa.
Okay.
If we can get past Rennes and get past the Harbour and get some Gaviscon. If we can get past the Rennes and get some Gaviscon and bond them out and beat them, and hopefully win the Europa. Then that's a different conversation.
Okay, so I think this is to be continued.
Yeah. Okay. But I think I'm gonna have to bring some other influences with me because. Not that I'm outnumbered.
You got to
exactly, bro. Man tried to back it, and because you got offended about what my man said, you tried to shut man up. Cool. You can sing when you're in.
Try.
I need one of the Arsenal fans. I need Theo Smith. That's what I need.
Shout out Theo Smith.
Yeah. Arsenal fan, really.
You might get
No, you can leave him here, you know. You don't have to bring him back to his car.
He drove his blood clot self. Couldn't even if I wanted to.
But yes,
on your clock.
this has been Don't Judge Me, Don't Judge Man, episode 1. Catch us on the rebound.
Peace.